For the past few years or so, we've seen lots of new C-segment SUVs coming into our market, but this segment is usually dominated by the big two, or the usual suspect, if you will. But in today, we have a new giant killer coming into our market, of course, in the form of the new Chery Tiggo 7 Pro. So this is Chery Malaysia's new C-segment SUV, and today we're going to have a look what's so cool or what's so unique about this car and see whether this is a David versus Goliath king. My name is Mukhlis, and this is Chery Cars. Right, first thing first, a little bit of context. So the Tiggo 7 Pro is basically a smaller version or the shrunken down version of the Tiggo 8 Pro SUV launched earlier last year. So as a result, it gains some similar design cues, including this diamond pattern front grille, but the Tiggo 7 Pro actually comes with sharper LED headlights, where the DRL is actually located down here. While we're at here, we can see it comes with this blue accent. Actually, it comes with this functional vents that helps to cool down the front brakes. And speaking of brakes, we move here, you can see it comes with this right brake calipers hiding beneath the 18-inch two-tone alloy wheels. And on the side, you can see the car has several silver and chrome trims, including down here on the door handle, on the roof rail, on the window surround. And despite its rather boxy looking, actually the roof line is actually quite curved. You can see from here up until at the rear here. Okay, we move to the rear. Of course, up here you also get a sporty rear spoiler with the same blue accent at the front, full width LED tail lights, simple, cleaner tailgate design. But unfortunately down here you also get some silver trim and couple of fake tailpipes. So overall, the car looks pretty sporty, sportier than the Tiggo 8 Pro, definitely. Alright, so in terms of boot space, the Tiggo 7 Pro is actually quite decent. So the boot space here is standard measuring 472 liters, but you can expand to up to 1600 liters if you fold down the rear seats. But more importantly, despite its rather bulky size, it also houses a full-size spare wheel inside here. So it goes to show that the Tiggo 7 Pro really got plenty of space for you and your family to use. Well, the Tiggofication continues as we get inside the cabin of the Tiggo 7 Pro. As you can see, it comes with a very typical Chery layout, same layout as we saw on both the Omoda and the Tiggo 8 Pro. Okay, front dash here, unlike the Tiggo 8 Pro, it comes a little bit more sporty touches. We get this fake carbon fiber trim, carbon fiber, and we've also got few soft touch materials on down here. You got up here all soft touch, so not many hard plastic can be found here. And at the seats, I think Chery makes one of the best seats I've tried because it's semi-sporty bucket seats. It's very comfortable. It's wrapped in this leatherette material. And for both front seats, it comes with powered and ventilated functions, but the drivers unfortunately have memory functions for the seats, but that's okay. Okay, moving to the central console stack here, you can see it comes with these fake wood veneers. And if you open here, you get wireless charging pad, USB charging ports, some cup holders, and center you got the actual gear knob with the driving mode selector here. And then you got some buttons for the cars, for the volume button on the camera, and down here you get the air conditioned storage space so you can store some drinks and whatnot. And up here you actually got the panel for the air climate control, so instead of using screens per se, you also got some touches here. And same goes to the steering wheel. Of course, this being an ADAS laden car, you got plenty of ADAS control the steering as well as the infotainment. And of course, the crown jewel of this car being its dual display here, measuring 24.6 inch pan-wise. Okay, you got the infotainment here, which is full color. It's very intuitive. You got the ADAS display integration here, and of course, you got the infotainment hub here, which supports wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And on top of that, unlike many other infotainment in modern cars nowadays, once you connect it to your mobile connectivity, it's very hard for you to go back to other menu. But fortunately for the Tiggo, it comes with a shortcut. So if you slide down, you can adjust your climate controls. And in case you need to access the setting of the car, you can just press a button here and it goes to the ADAS related settings. So this is actually helpful for those who want to change their vehicle settings on the go. Instead of going through the menu here, you can just use a quick button here. Well, other than that, of course, you got other amenities, including the compulsory 8-speaker Sony sound system. This is the same sound system used on all Chery cars in Malaysia, which is quite good. You also got the multicolor ambient system, and if you look up, you got a full panoramic sunroof. So overall, cabin equipment, it's very segment leading, and I have to say it's a very good package, especially for the price. Well, good news to report that at the back seat here, the Tiggo 7 Pro is very comfortable and very nice to sit there. Okay, mind you, the front seats have been adjusted to my driving position, and as you can see, I got plenty of leg room and very ample headroom here, so it is a very comfortable sitting position. You also get dedicated aircon vents down here, but you only got one USB charging port, so you really need to share it with the next passenger beside you. But more importantly, because of the flooring, you can see it's almost flat, so you got no transmission tunnel at the center here, meaning that you can actually sit 3 comfortable adults rather comfortably inside the car, so that really adds an extra practicality edge to the Tiggo 7 Pro. And if you look up, you also get this full expansive panoramic sunroof that goes all the way back here, so meaning that it really makes the car feel a little bit more spacious, a little bit more open air if you will. So it really helps when you're traveling at a long distance. So I have to say, Tiggo 7 Pro, despite its being slightly smaller compared to its other rivals, cabin space is not an issue here. So good job. So hiding beneath the Tiggo 7 Pro's front hood and this engine cover is a 1.6 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine by Acteco, which is Chery's dedicated powertrain arm. So this engine is actually quite powerful, outputting 194 horsepower and 290 Nm of torque. So it's mated to a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. So according to Chery, this engine can drive the Tiggo 7 Pro from 0 to 100 km per hour in just 8.3 seconds and a top speed of up to 205 km per hour. So these specs really make the Chery Tiggo 7 Pro one of the peppiest, if not the peppiest, non-hybrid petrol C-segment SUV in our market. But that's enough talk about numbers. Let's drive the car, shall we? Alright folks, so now we're finally behind the wheels of the new Chery Tiggo 7 Pro, and the first thing you notice when you step into the car and put on the accelerator is that how smooth the car actually feels. So in terms of acceleration, it feels very smooth, but when you slam on it, the car really can go. So of course, you got 194 horsepower and 290 Nm of torque at your disposal, so this car can do overtakes and can drive on at higher speeds in a relative easy manner. Alright, so in terms of course, we can talk about the acceleration for days because, you know, 0 to 100, 8.3 seconds, 205 km per hour top speed. It is a very peppy SUV. But in terms of handling, I have to say the suspension tuning is a little bit on the softer and more comfortable side. But that being said, the car still handles rather nicely. I mean, I've taken this car around the Kuala Kelawang Road, some B roads, and even to the Kara Highway a few days back, and it handles all the corners, everything nicely. Of course, you got some occasional B-rolls and you also got some body rolls, some dipping in the suspension because it's quite soft, but it's not too jarring. You still feel comfortable. You still can have a bit of fun of it inside this car. Alright, in terms of comfort, of course, with softer suspension setup comes a very good comfort level. So I have to say this is one of the most comfortable C-segment SUVs, especially in this price segment, that I've ever driven. I mean, even the occupants and passengers can sit on it for hours for longer travels comfortably. And more importantly, because of its very good engine and gearbox performance, you can actually drive this car at a very high speed in a relative comfort. So for example, like 160, 170 km per hour on highway, this car glides rather comfortably, I have to say. So in terms of, okay, more on the comfort side, in terms of NVH, it's okay, but it could be a little bit better, I would say, because at higher speed, like 120 km per hour and above, the only thing you'll notice, of course, is the slight tire rolls because this one uses the Atlas A51. By the way, quite a decent tire actually, surprisingly, because I've got back feeling about the tire the first time I saw it, honestly, but it's okay on dry, it grips enough for me, but it's got a slight tire rolls a bit, but I mean, you can just change to better tires in years to come when you buy this car. But other than that, in terms of NVH, it's okay. I've had some cars had better NVH, but it's possible, it's not too jarring. So in terms of overall, yes, decent acceleration performance, more than enough power you need, quite okay and decent handling, good comfort level. So I have to say, the Tiggo 7 Pro is a winner. Okay, of course, when you have a 1.6 litre turbocharged engine, of course, you're going to sacrifice a little bit on the fuel economy, but I have to say, for the Tiggo 7 Pro, it's not too alarming, fortunately. So, according to Chery, this car can do about 7 liters per 100 kilometers or about 14.2 kilometers per liter of fuel. So I actually tested this car for a long drive. I went from KL all the way to Pekan and Kuantan Pahang and coming back. So I managed to got around 13.5, 13.3 kilometers per liter. So it's not really far off from what they've estimated. But although it's a little bit more thirstier compared to your naturally aspirated engines, I think this is quite okay, especially compared to its other petrol or turbocharged powered rivals. Okay, now on the safety side, of course, this being a Chinese car, it is brim with safety features. For others, it has at least 17 others functions, including adaptive cruise control, blind spot detection, rear cross traffic alert, front collision warning, and so on and so forth. So I managed to try almost all of them. Fortunately, not all of them, because I've tried the adaptive cruise control, the ACC, the follow distance is actually quite nice, but I have to say the lane assist can be a little bit sometimes okay, sometimes not, but it's still usable for on a slower speed at least. But the rear cross traffic alert is very helpful, especially if you're reversing from parking your car in the car park. It detects any passing car at the back, and the lane keeping assist and everything works quite well. And other than that, of course, others can't complain much. It all works as advertised, per se. So passive safety, of course, you got the airbags, you got all the stability control, you also got the hill start assist, so in case you park your car at a slope or something, it's gonna help you to move your car from that. And on top of that, more importantly, at this segment, the car actually comes with a tire pressure monitoring system, so which is quite rare, unfortunately, in many cars, especially on this price segment, to have a TPMS, so you can actually detect if you got any small leaks and everything from your tires. But in case you got any small leak, fortunately, this car, like I mentioned earlier, it comes with a full-size spare tire, so you don't have any issue. You don't need to use any repair tire kit. You can just swap up for a fresh tire at the back here. So I have to say that is really made the Tiggo 7 Pro a very compelling buy for families or for those who actually do long-distance travels quite frequently, because you'll never know what's going to happen out there. So all in all, after being driven this car for past couple of days or so, I have to say the Chery Tiggo 7 Pro has a very comprehensive package and at a very compelling price tag. So what's not to like? You got a very decent powertrain performance, a very nice handling and comfort, and you also get plenty of space in terms of cabin and cargo, and it's a well-equipped cabin for you and your family to go for a long trip out there. And on top of that, the price starts at 119,800 for the first 2,000 customers who book this SUV, and the standard price starts at 123,800 ringgit. So it comes only one variant, and for that prices you will get the standard 7-year 150,000 kilometer vehicle warranty on top of the free towing services, and on top of that you also get 5 years free servicing, so meaning that it's giving you a very peaceful ownership experience. So what do you guys think? Alright folks, so that basically concludes our video on the new Chery Tiggo 7 Pro today. So what do you guys think of this Chinese-made C-segment SUV? Would you take this over any other Japanese or Korean or local rivals out there? As always, don't forget to leave your thoughts, comments below. For more content like this, check out caricarzcom/news. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.